Grand Rising. It seems like the world is coming to the conclusion that it's a wrap, that their world, their system is a wrap. And they're trying to find out how they're going to apologize because they always seem to think they can apologize on their own terms. Now they want to act like, oh, now we want to come together and all be one. But see, for the last 500 plus years, you have not given us a seat at the table. So you're not going to be able to just act like, we've all been one, we're all together, we've all been making these decisions together when it's been 99% of you making actually the 1% of the Edomites making all of the decisions. And then all the people who've been on Psalms 83 and confederate with them have just been going along with whatever they say. And you can even see even today, even with, ICE attacking the immigrants and everything else, you still don't see them trying to move this way. They've always, gone with the Edomites. They've always gone that way. They've always let them, when they were in prison, they always, clicked up with the Edomites and the Mexicans and whatever other group would always click up with the white people. And it's been like that in prison, and it's been like that in society. And now that we've come to the end, you guys have been pretty much exposed. Your whole religion has been about saying, God, we don't want you to be fair. We don't want you to be just. We need white Jesus to just give us mercy. But all throughout the scriptures, the Most High said he is fair. He is just, which is what you guys go to church every single Sunday and pray against. You pray against the Most High being fair, and you pray against the Most High being just. But the Bible tells you, when he says in Jeremiah 30:16, if you lead into captivity, you're going to go into captivity. If you kill with the sword, you must be killed with the sword. That there is not about mercy. That is about fairness, right? The Most High is fair. You guys still to this day have unjust weights. And that is an abomination to the Most High. Unjust weights are an abomination to the Most High. And even to today, that's what you guys are praying that will continue. Unjust weights. You're praying that the Most High will just forgive you and let you walk away after having set up an entire society of unjust weights. And that is not going to stand. Now, his brother of mine made this quick video. I want to play a little bit of it because, like I said, you guys are, it's pretty funny how you guys seem to think, like, that pastor from that video I did like a week ago said, you guys don't want, he was talking to his congregation, he says, you guys don't want the Most High to be fair. You don't want him to be just, because then you're going to have to pay for your own sins. You want God to pay for your sins. And when has God ever paid for someone else's sins? I'm looking for that example. Check out my brother right here. It's hilarious.
Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit, Bubs. Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit, but guess what? White TPPL now want to coexist. Yep, it's true, Bubs. They done got together. They all got together, and now they want to coexist. They have 500 plus yet, however many centuries, they want to come together and coexist and all be one. But no, they didn't want to use centuries to do that. Now they see that their time is up, and they have no power, and they see that the Black Americans, the real American Indians, the real JEWSs, God's real chosen people, the same ones who they've been terrorizing, besides the trees and the air and the animals, right? Those same people who they didn't want to coexist with. Now they want to coexist, brother. Now we all just one, brother. We're all humanity, brother. They know. They feel it, Bubs. They feel it, Bubs. They know. They're done. They are done, son. You are done, son. You are done. First shall be last shall be first. Now y'all want to coexist. I told y'all, when I tell y'all it's the playbook. Gaslight, project.
We will never be one. You have a debt to pay. So that's in first and foremost. And 3i Atlas is putting that in your face. 3i Atlas is showing you that you're not going to be able to just get mercy. You're going to get death and destruction. You're going to get slavery. You're going to get the sword. You have to cleanse the lands, okay, that you spilt all this blood on, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. Now you see every day, like they come up with these bigger and bigger stories in order to try their best to get our frequencies low. They keep doing that over and over again. Let's try to get their frequencies low. Let's just try to make bigger, more outlandish stories every single day. But it's not working. You know, all these people. Are you? You're trying to tell me again that you guys have been going to church this whole time? Billions of you guys have been praying to go back to some type of normalcy, and every single day it gets worse and worse, and you still keep going to those churches. You get a pastor saying, "I need $2,000," and we see a woman give him like $1,100, $1,200, and he says, "Well, that's not what I told you to do," and you still go to church. You have all of these stories of priests raping little boys, having sex with nuns, and their churches are paying billions of people, billions of dollars to the victims, and you still go to church. So see, the Most High's already given you your opportunity to make amends, to bless His people, and you still choose not to, even all the way until November of 2025, and you're still supporting these churches. So you're not going to be able to say, "I didn't know, I wasn't aware." There's all these videos coming out of us telling you that we're not African American, we're not Africans. And we've already showed you guys, all they did was take all the information that was already here, the ancient information that was here in the Americas, and they transferred it over there to the three parts in order for them to try to make it seem like as if they were so-called, they are the ancients. And it's amazing how America has all these pyramids, all this information. You didn't even get 1611 version of your Bible to you after you came over here. And then you get all this information from here, you put it over there. This landmass here, which is the ancient, the oldest, America's Turtle Island is the oldest, but somehow it doesn't have ancient information. It doesn't have any ancient information before 1492, anything before Columbus, because see, that's what they said, anything before Columbus, they don't accept. So therefore, pretty much that's why you got people who run around here who only speak Spanish, who don't know anything about pre-1492, who have Spanish last names, who are Catholic, who are now trying to pose themselves as the ancient Aztecs and the ancient Mayans and the ancient Peruvians, when they have no connection to anything before 1492. Where is all of this, information about pre-1492? Because the thing is that you guys never lost your history. So if you never lost your history, then how come you don't know any of your history? How come you have to be approved by the Spaniards, which is again the white man. You have to be approved, whatever the Spaniards have approved is what you seem to think that is your ancient history. Now that we've stood up, the Most High has raised us back up to claim that we were here before 1492, and we are the ones that, look, it said that we were going to lose our heritage, Jeremiah 17:4, and we were going to lose our heritage about what we knew was going on here on Turtle Island. And now they keep on trying to push like, oh, the Greeks were taught. They were taught by the Egyptians. Because again, you're trying to make it seem as if somehow the Greeks learned from the Hamites, when Greeks or the Hamites have no knowledge whatsoever. Greeks and Hamites are in exactly the same position. Okay? The Greeks, I already told you, they learned from Oberus, the Druid, and the Druid, and as per Acts 29, were Israelites. So they weren't taught, they try, oh, well, we learned everything. Yeah, we didn't learn it from ourselves. We learned it from the Hamites. No. You learn it from the Druids. You learn it from the Israelites, and that's what you're still trying to hide. You guys are in no position at all to tell us anything about ancient history, because there's nothing ancient about you. There's nothing ancient about Greeks. There's nothing ancient about Hamites, because you all were just learning from the colonies that we set up. We were here in the Americas first. We established colonies over in the three parts. Once you had your opportunity to take those colonies down, then you just set up your people in Psalms 83 into those colonies and made it seem as if somehow they were the ancients. You got the ancient supposed East Indians who have absolutely nothing to say about anything. They have nothing. How come they're not participating in any of this awakening? Oh, they were the Hamites because they were the Egyptians, right? How come no Hamites are a part of this awakening as well? And the thing is that you guys supposedly never lost your history. Now all of a sudden you got Arabs saying that they're the Egyptians, right? And you got Ish who's saying absolutely nothing. I said, all they wanted is give me some more money. But they're not a part of this awakening as well. The only group of people that are part of this awakening are the so-called Negroes over here in the Americas. And now you see everything out through Atlas, and everything now is coming for you because we have awakened. Shalom.